It's always a surprise when you step off the end of a thought and you find yourself in infinity. Infinity is not a place, it's not a expanse of space. It's reality unstructured by the mind. It's reality unstructured by belief, by solidity, by distance, by self and other. It has no top or bottom. It has no back or front, inside or outside. It has no specific purpose, specific direction. It's not solid, but it's also not nothing. So when, however it happens, we're able to release the identity, the association with thoughts, with the belief in a self that lives in time, moves through space, interacts with other selves and objects in the world, and we're able to drop out, let go of that, see that it's an illusion, then it's a surprise. It has to be a surprise, because anything that we expect is a thought. Any framework we have for how life is or is supposed to be is a concept. We don't realize how binding those concepts are because they feel familiar. They feel like me, like the self. But when identity disentangles from that, and then it's seen that there really is no identity, there's just what is, then it's a big surprise. It has to be. There's no structure. There's no specific content. There's no way that things are. So things can be just what they are, just how they are, which is very paradoxical. There aren't even things, and yet there's no need to negate things. Sounds, sensations, shapes, images, forms, colors are all intermixed, interlaced, interpenetrated. There's no one experiencing that. It's self-experiencing. It's just self-obvious. There's no need to contemplate it, doubt it, confirm it, judge it, even discuss it, talk about it, label it. It's seen that those are all just anchors for the conceptual self, and they're completely unnecessary here. Thoughts can even occur here, but nothing is binding to those thoughts. Nothing is grasping. There's no one who those thoughts refer to. It's just experience. It's just appearance. So sounds, flavors, textures, consciousness, thoughts, all blended, all one. There's no need to pick apart and say this is this and that is that. I am me and that is over there. I am me and you are you. These are only practical considerations. They're not experienced directly, because there is only experience. There's nothing apart from it. There's only appearance. There's nothing apart from it. There's no one for whom that appearance appears. There's no one and nothing to whom the appearance appears. So the intimacy and the clarity are unimaginable. It's completely beyond imagination. It's the surprise that never ends. It's endlessly fascinating, endlessly mysterious, endlessly engulfing, but also imperceptibly light, formless, without weight. There's no pressure here to do or be anything. There's no struggle. So there's freedom, fluidity. This is to be freed of delusive hindrance. It's only a delusion to believe that we have to act upon an environment, that we have to sort something out for ourselves, to make ourselves feel better, to justify our own existence. These are all illusions. There's only this existence, which is existing and non-existing. The life display, the vivid, radiant display of experience. It knows no boundaries. It knows no boundaries of inside the body, outside the body. It knows no boundaries between the colors and the perceiver of the colors. There's just color perception, and that can be felt, tasted, smelled, and heard as much as it can be seen. There's no where the sound ends and the visual begins. There's nowhere that sensation ends and thought begins. There's nowhere that consciousness ends and objects begin. This is boundlessness. Boundless means one thing contains all things and all potentialities, and nothing even needs to come into being. Nothing held and free floating and fluid. And everything is just as it is, simple, practical. There's no need to negate an object, a door, a shoe, a car, a person, because these are just fine as they are. There's no need to emphasize the formless nature either. So formed and formless mean the same thing. Conventional and absolute mean the same thing. There's nowhere to find one and negate the other. So it's freedom. Freedom from the seeming separate one that needs to find freedom, that needs to find peace, that needs to find enlightenment. To be free of that is the natural state. It is your birthright.